I want to know from your point of view, your 2 cents, okay? How do you assess President Prabowo's diplomatic style?
I think he's a man of great caliber. Yeah. He puts Indonesia as a qualified middle power. I do not know him personally, but I have a good record of his hard work. Yeah. For him, multilateralism is very important, and then good neighbor policy is very important, and then to be responsible to attend international convention, meetings, summits is very important for him.
Where do you perceive Indonesia currently stands on the global stage? Or what achievements have been realized?
Pak Prabowo has not mentioned this term, qualified middle power, but he has been acting as a president of a qualified middle country who works strongly to maintain global order, peace and security, and also a country who will work very hard to connect, to bridge itself with countries of different ideologies, different of political orientation for a common goal.
Selama lebih dari 1 tahun pemerintahannya, Presiden Prabowo Subianto tidak hanya memperluas jejaring diplomasi, tetapi juga memperkuat citra Indonesia sebagai negara yang percaya diri dan aktif di kancah internasional. Dengan berlandaskan pada prinsip bebas aktif, Diplomasi Indonesia terus memperkuat kemitraan strategis dan berkontribusi aktif dalam mengatasi isu-isu global. Bagaimanakah wajah Indonesia di taraf dunia melalui diplomasi Presiden Prabowo? Halo Pak Reza.
Halo Grace.
Apa kabar?
Selamat sore.
Bapak sehat?
Sehat kok.
Okay.
Terima kasih. Salam sehat.
Salam sehat juga.
Terima kasih.
Halo pemirsa, selamat datang di International Corner edisi Diplomasi Indonesia 2025. Kali ini di Cikini 82 yang pernah menjadi kediaman Menteri Luar Negeri pertama Republik Indonesia sekaligus kantor pertama Kementerian Luar Negeri, saya bersama dengan pakar hubungan internasional dari Universitas Padjadjaran Bandung, Bapak Teuku Rezasyah. Halo Pak Reza, it is an honor to have you on International Corner in this very beautiful historic house.
The honor is mine. I'm speechless here, surrounded by this magnificent building. It represents the history of our country.
Indeed.
Recently there is what we call a sign by Ibu about a year ago, So this house is to be preserved, and thankful that Mr. Lucas, the guardian of this house, is taking care of this magnificent house incredibly. Very nice.
So have you visited here previously?
This is my first time coming.
First time.
I'm honored to receive the invitation from Antara to be here today.
I hope you are well.
I'm well. I'm all right.
Oh, cool. All right. So we will start our discussion with the first theme, President Prabowo's diplomatic style. I want to know from your point of view, your 2 cents, okay? How do you assess President Prabowo's diplomatic style?
I think he's a man of great caliber. I've witnessed his life, his education, and then his struggle in the Indonesian army, and then he climbed the ladder from the second lieutenant becoming the 3 stars general. And he led the Indonesian elite force, and then he became the leader of the opposition, and then he became the candidate for the presidency for 3 times,
Yeah.
and now he's there. I think he has enough, enough education, enough managerial experience, sufficient leadership experience. I think he has guts to lead the country nowadays. He's the man of, theoretically he has enough intellectual quotient, emotional quotient, and then leadership quotient, and not to mention managerial quotient. I think we pray that he will finalize his term peacefully,
Yeah.
and then can bring Indonesia to the higher level in the international community.
All right. Of his various policies, President Prabowo's diplomacy and foreign policy are among the most eye-catching sectors, right? So, what are the key characteristics of his administration in foreign policy term? And what are his priorities and strategies?
I think he puts Indonesia as a qualified middle power. I do not know him personally, but I have a good record of his hard work. For him, multilateralism is very important, and then good neighbor policy is very important, and then to be responsible to attend international convention, meetings, summits is very important for him. I think this is his style, different from the earlier president, and then close to Pak Sukarno, close to Pak Habibie, close to President Suharto, and close also to Gus Dur, in terms of ideas. But when it comes to managing foreign relations, he's on his own. He knows what. He has done enough homework, in my opinion. Because when he speaks, he hardly see notes. Everything is kept in his mind. Just his caliber is resembled to President Putin. When he goes to international forum, he doesn't have papers with him.
Sir, what notable differences exist between his diplomatic style and those of previous Indonesian presidents?
Well, firstly, let me compare with President Joko Widodo.
Okay.
President Joko Widodo is very theoretical. Theory says foreign policy begins at home. In this case, we need to fix the domestic affairs, make sure the country is stable. Then the president has guts to come to the world to convey international messages. But for President Prabowo, domestic affairs and international affairs are mutually important. And well, thanks God, he has inherited long stability under President Jokowi and also President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. And he is here now. And then I believe, as a former general, he knew how to handle the state. He knew how to handle the state during his absence. So it surprised me that he visited many countries, many summits within hours. He came back within 24 hours,
Right.
and he made a lot of commitments. He managed to meet great leaders at this event, and managed also to meet them at the bilateral level. So this is something to be appreciated.
Pak Reza, let us engage in conversation as we explore this beautiful house.
I'm honored.
Pak Reza, some experts believe that President Prabowo's diplomatic style heavily relies on his personal involvement. So, Pak, how do you see this? What is your assessment of this view?
It is correct, In theory, it is called level of analysis individual. So, because he is the most important.
The most
in the
important?
country. He's the president. The president is always the most important person in the country. And he has long education, long trainings inside and outside Indonesia. He's a man of action and also a man of ideas at the same time. So that's why he always the focus of global attention. Because he knows what he's doing, and he has done his homework, and then he can trace history back to the Indonesia during the colonial time, and he knew the struggle of defending the nation's sovereignty and territorial integrity. And I'm sure his father and his grandfather were familiar with this house. So in this case, when Pak Prabowo speaks, the nations follow. The nation follow because they found that they are being represented by him at the international level. So that's why he's a man of action. He is someone who has done his homework. He relies on his bureaucracy because he knows that the bureaucracy is loyal to him. And he knows that Indonesia had enough partnerships with the world. He mentioned that one enemy is too much and 1,000 friends are not sufficient. In this case, he followed also the pattern delivered by his senior, the former President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. So I believe that we can have high hopes here of this president. But unluckily for Indonesia at the moment, so many earthquake happening, so many what we call it, catastrophic, land catastrophic happening. I'm unsure that will force him to stay a bit longer, because how could someone do international relations nicely if the home country is having a great problems?
Okay, amid numerous trips in line with budget efficiency policies, what is the actual positive impact of President Prabowo's foreign visits, on the country's prosperity and, let's say, Indonesia's international standing?
Well, the actual positive impact is it's a reminder to Indonesia that we cannot do a lot of things at the same time. We need to focus. We need to focus. And in this case, Pak Prabowo has reminded us the importance of energy sufficiency, energy self-sufficiency, and then the use for electricity when it comes to transportation. And also the need to empower the Indonesian people from the beginning, from their learning period. This is why we could understand the importance of free lunch. We call in bahasa Indonesia makan siang gratis makan siang bergizi.
Makan bergizi gratis.
Nutritious lunch for Indonesian children. It is very important because in this case he is thinking on the future of the youngsters. If they are experiencing lack of food, how could they study well? So and then the idea of free education is also very important for Indonesia today. And I think as top leaders, he needs to prioritize. In this case, he has made excellent priorities in terms of energy, in terms of self-sufficiency, rice self-sufficiency, and also ways to empower the Indonesian children at school. This is something to be remembered for the next generation.
Last question for this segment, Pak Reza. Which of President Prabowo's diplomatic efforts do you consider to be the most significant?
Well, I think he made a lot of significant statements. He went to BRICS, and then he went to the what you call it, summit in Egypt, and also he managed to go to the UN. He had a short speech, but the speech was short but full of ingredients. It shows Indonesian experience. And then he mentioned also readiness to support the maintenance of peace and security in Gaza area. This is very important. And he's talked about peace and security by the time the world has no idea what to do. And he was the one who put forward the idea of sending Indonesian troops under the UN guideline. So this is still in the process, because even though Indonesia is ready to send troops to the Gaza area, but we are still waiting for the UN mandate for this. Following the latest UN Secretary Council resolution, they do not call this blue helmet, but they authorized the same mission, but under the US leadership. So this is a debatable ideas. But anyway, Pak Prabowo has shown ideas, commitment, and now the next step is adjustment. How can he deal at the at the same level with Donald Trump, who would like to organize the peace mission in Gaza, and at the same time preventing the direct deal with Israel. Because when it comes to this mission, countries have to deal with the US, but at the same time countries are divided. Some of them have diplomatic relation with Israel, some are not. So this could become a tricky approach of our president, how to handle the both, how to handle the business. But I'm sure he has learned the experience introduced by the former President Sukarno, saying "fi very colosus amante." It's a Spanish word. "Fi very colosus amante." We need to handle difficulties with full courage. And then also, I'm sure he has learned from the advice coming from Bung Hatta, the founder of Indonesian Non-Aligned, who said, sailing between troubled waters. So I think Prabowo will need to pick up the glorious sentences coming from his predecessors.
All right, our discussion is getting more interesting, Pak Reza. So we will return with the further discussions regarding Indonesia's role on the global stage. Pemirsa, kami akan kembali di segmen berikutnya.